Greetings and welcome back to Castlegoat. In the last episode, we stuck a yak skull on a pike. I mean, we did a few other things as well, something about bandages, but we stuck a yak skull on a pike at the front of our fort, or rather, at the way into our fort. And in this episode, we're going to be continuing in the beautification of Castlegoat. Maybe then we'll finally get some migrants. Okay. Whilst we wait on a few things to be done, I've been thinking more about how I'm going to set up this area. Firstly, we're going to have a fence coming out, and we're going to need some wood to actually create a balcony of sorts. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to affect the trees. I am hoping that it's not going to affect them poorly. That they don't particularly need light to grow, they just need grass underneath them at some point. But that might not be the case. And building out this balcony may actually obstruct these, in which case I'm going to have to move them. The other thing that I've been thinking about is how we're going to mine down. Because this is inherently a risky thing to do. Eventually you're going to hit a cave some way or another. Now we know there's stone in here somewhere. Or there was, though based on the movement of this, that might just be at the top. So perhaps I can afford to dig anywhere, because I was thinking perhaps I would link it in some way to the barracks area, so that if something does come out from the depths, they will also meet the military. So perhaps I'd have a little area over here and the stairs down. Now I think that would actually be a reasonable idea. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. Now what this means is if a goblin invasion came along, then our miners might get caught up in it, but since everyone's going to be in the military anyway, or at least early on, it's not going to be that much of a problem. And if it does later become one, I can just move doors further back or something like that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and dig this down. Oh, never mind, we hit stone straight away. My lord, luck is with us apparently. Fair enough. Well, this is going to be our strip mine for now. We'll just dig a couple of things through here, about like that, and over here as well, until we can get the shape of this area. Looks like that goes quite deep. Okay, well it looks like we may be able to forego the mining efforts up on top of that mountain for a while, and instead just work at getting the stone from there, though it will mean we're not going to have any. Oh, no. Where was the music? Why didn't you warn me? Ah, dear me. Everyone else is going to be miles away. Two arms, get the squads out there. Oh, there's quite a few of them. Okay, are you bailing? I wouldn't blame you at all. Let's go through this slowly. Let's find out what just happened. Did Alanra? Yeah, she's bleeding, so she's heading back. Fair enough. Get out of there, Alanra. Oh, someone else is bleeding. Others bleeding as well. Did someone just die? Please tell me no. No, no one is dead yet, apparently. And this is a good thing. Aavak falls to the ground. No! Aavak kicks the goblin, hitting its right leg, smashing the skin, smashing the muscle, and smashing the bone, and the goblin falls over. That's right, me. Even when you're down, you can keep on fighting. Archex L, its head is bleeding. Ouch. Goblin stabbed with her worn copper sword. Hitting the head, poking the skin, and poking the skull. Well, at least it didn't poke the brain. Deathbot drops copper hand axe. Deathbot left arm is bleeding. An artery has been struck. The goblins are just getting knocked down, but are not really... Oh, no, wait there. One of them dropped a claymore. Yes, he's been disarmed. That's good. Come on, guys. We need you to disarm this guy quickly. Right, okay, he's disarmed. That means the wounds are going to be cut down quite a lot. What are you doing? You just gloating? Were you teabagging him? Who was that? Oh, I saw nothing. I definitely didn't see anything undapper going on just then. Hopefully, I make it back and don't bleed to death. Okay, I didn't go for the bandages. That probably means that I'm good. Unless I went all the way over there because this pine crate has bandages in it. Does it? Yes, it does. Okay, fair enough. I should probably tell them not to do that. No, I'll leave it for now. But okay. that wasn't too bad. And we've got a couple more goblin corpses. And we're taking a bunch of clippings at the moment. It doesn't look like, unfortunately, they were gone before we could trade with them. But it will mean that we can expand our groves at the very least. Now, the butcher's workshop. You have got it already stacked up to butcher the goblin corpses. And that's good news. Okay, well, crisis over. We can accelerate time once again. And, yay! The furnace is built. Ah, glorious furnace. We've got 430 pine logs. I think we're going to be crafting quite a lot of charcoal out of pine logs. I would like it made out of pine logs, but I'm not sure if it will, because it just says coal, but, you know, maybe... I mean, it would make sense for it to say pine coal or applewood coal, so it's probably just that the name doesn't change based on the material, but it does respect the material, or at least I hope it will. Now then, oh, there's so much blood. I'm not a fan of all the blood being all over the place, but, well. Now, we've got a couple more crates, it looks like, so let's get another crate down here in this other storage location there. And do I have any more? Yes, I did. I had another one, so we'll go ahead and pop one there as well. Actually, I can now make some bags, which would probably be wise. So we've got bandages. We don't need any at the moment. So let's make... I need to use a whole bolt of cloth to make a piece of string. There is staggering inefficiency in this place. I've got to say. I'm not best pleased. I expect more from my gnomes. But we'll get 2 bags and we'll add them in there. Now, of course, this, again, is probably all going to go to these guys, which is a bit of a pain, because I would like them to make the beds, but on the plus side, they will only store so much, and it's probably quite important that we keep our yaks well fed. Let's check out how much you've stored. You've got 74 total food. That's glorious. A bit shy of the 128 that I think it can store, but we'll make do. Now, how's the kitchen doing? Not too bad. Unfortunately, we can't make any omelets because obviously we don't have any eggs yet. I would really have liked to be able to make some omelets because I'm imagining that would be better than a sandwich. It's just a guess, though, on my part, since both the sandwich and the omelet would require 3 things. But still, I would like to think that the omelet would be a more hearty meal than a sandwich anyway. Now, more and more logs are being brought in, and that is a very good sign. So, I'm going to go ahead and... let's check on our stocks of stones. And if we've got a decent stock, we'll start work on that. Stone, blocks. Okay, we're starting to accrue a decent amount of blocks. So, let's have a look at what we're going to do here. Now, I'm thinking we want marble walls. So, we're going to go to replace wall. And, I think we'll go with block walls for now. The decorative and chiseled and engraved and all that, they're nice, but they're more... I think they look better when they're only used sparingly. If you use them too much, it starts to look a bit tacky. And we'll go ahead and mark the things that I want replaced. But I don't think I'm going to need them, so I can just wait for them to be provided. So even though I know we don't have enough yet... oh, actually, before I do that, I should really cancel these jobs. I'll dig those walls back so I can get the corner sections. Yeah, that would probably be wise. So we'll continue replacing. No, not floor. The floor, I'm going to do something with the light and dark stone, I think. I doubt we're going to be using any sandstone in this design, because I don't think the brown would really suit anything that we're going to be doing. But I have got an idea for that later on. Yeah, that'll do for now. What we'll do is we'll have engraved things here, and we'll even have a couple of pillars in here, I think. But the engraved ones will have torches or statues next to them. And then the floor will have a different sort of design going on in the floor. I've got an idea. But it's just waiting on the blocks being made at the moment. Which unfortunately is taking a while. But 91 total food, that's actually going quite well. Okay, right. Well, I think it's fair to say that I'm going to be wanting plenty of sticks, since making torches is going to require sticks. So, yeah, we're going to set up a stick production. I generally want pine planks for the sticks. I'm not going to be wanting to make torches out of birch and that sort of thing, simply because we've got so much pine. So, I'm going to need to make this in multiples of 2. So we'll say make 10 sticks. So that'll be the equivalent to a craft order of 5. And then later on, craft up to 32. And we'll stick them. They'll be continuous orders. So that should mean that we'll be able to make any hilts we want at any point in time. Now then. Replanting the fields, which is fantastic. Have we made the bags yet? No, we have not, and I'm wondering why. It just requires a bolt of cloth, so we should have loads of that at this point. Check that out. Yeah, that should be on repeat. But the way we've currently got our gnome professions is probably hampering that somewhat. Now, what I'm going to do is, with that in mind, I'm going to designate this as a dining room ahead of time. So we want this whole room to be a dining room. And yes, we want it to be a great hall. It's not going to add much worth just yet, but eventually it will. So we're planning for the future. At least this will bring some nomads in, hopefully, because right now we just do not have enough nomads, and I'm really surprised by how few nomads we're getting right now. I was expecting a lot more, considering we haven't had a death, and we've actually been doing fairly well against the goblins, but there we are. Now, because we're using up the marble as soon as we're getting it, this is forcing him to prioritize making marble blocks, which is pretty much exactly what we want. Now, did we buy any copper? I'm not sure. Let's check out the ores. Now we've got 6 copper ore. We could set up a metal industry in that case then. So the next one would be the smelter, and that's going to require a hearth, a bellows, and a mold. Now, I'm not sure. The bellows we already know, but does the mold come from this as well? Yes, it does. Fantastic. We'll have 1 mold and 1 hearth. Again, basalt. So that's going to take 10 basalt blocks, and we'll want another bellows. Stick that up above the planks. But I do want a stock of torches kept around, so use pine sticks for this only, and keep a stock of torches of, say, let's have 5 available at any one time. Now they'll take up 1 spot themselves in these locations, unfortunately, which is a bit of a pain because it is going to be quite inefficient for storage. Unless it's been changed and they can now be stored in crates. That would be great if that were the case, but I don't suspect it is. Once we've got that, I'm going to start lighting up the outside, this main area first, especially down here, so we see the goblins a little bit earlier. Maybe even through here as well, because I can see them only if there's light on the tile. That is, in daytime, I can see any goblin on the map. Myself, the gnomes won't know they're there, and they won't give me an alert unless they see them. But as long as it's light, I can see it. But in darkness, like it is right now, across most of the map, I can't see them. So as long as I can see them in this tunnel, then it's going to be a little bit less of a surprise when they pop out, and I'll be able to control the battle a little bit better. I'm actually making fairly good progress on this. I'm impressed. Though, let me just double check. Can I replace the floor underneath a designation? I don't know if I could previously. Let's just say it's stone floor. Yes, it looks like I can. That's good. Now then. I'm still not entirely sure whether the diagonals actually count in the value calculation. But even if it doesn't, it counts aesthetically, so... The worth of this room is 150, so for the calculation for nomads, it's going to be 300, because the Great Hall doubles its worth only for the calculation of nomads. It doesn't double its worth for the calculation of invaders, and that's a very, very important thing to remember. Because if you're trying to get more nomads, it's better just to make even a small dining room, Great Hall that is, just filled with the most expensive things you have, rather than just making lots and lots of mediocre things and filling your fort with it, because they'll have an equal effect on the nomads, but one will have an equally strong effect on bringing greater invasions to your fort. So it's always best to go with the Great Hall. That is a problem, though. I should have planned that a bit better, really. That means this entire wall is going to have to be marble. That's going to be costly. But it looks like it's time for them to start felling trees. Now, did I buy the grape seeds that I wanted to buy? I hope I did. Please tell me I bought grape seeds, because I cannot remember now. Food. Would it be in here? Would it be plants? No, it would be under plants. Haha. Yes, grape seeds. Fantastic. Let's get a little farm for some wine. That is grapes, which will become wine. Get a little farm. We'll put it out here. And this will be for grapes. This will be a fairly low priority. Oh my lord, we're out of drinks. How did that happen? Get to that. But why are we out of drinks? They should be making wine out of all sorts of things. We've got plenty of fruit, so... I think I'm going to have to assign someone specifically to keeping care of that. Now we've got a couple of provisioners, or we should do. Agriculture, brewing, yeah. So I wonder why our provisioners are not doing the right jobs. Perhaps all the clippings I had them cutting was drawing their attention away from the other jobs. That was a once-off to bolster the groves, so I won't worry about it too much if that's the case, but... Oh wow, that's an interesting sound. Well, the well is there for the time being, but that is not good, because our gnomes are going to be very inefficient in how they're working for the time being, whilst they're only working off water. In fact, I'm surprised I haven't seen people going for the well already. It has access to water, so it should be okay for them. I'll have to keep a close eye on that, I think. Very close eye. But for the time being, things could be going worse. I'm relatively happy with the way things are. Now we've got the mold and the hearth. Have we got the bellows? Yes, we do. In that case, let's get a smelter going. Though where on earth I'm going to fit it now? It's getting very, very inconvenient. We'll just build this. No, that's very far away from here. Well, we don't need 3 of these, so we'll deconstruct this one. I'll have a smelter put there. Though, once we've made these things into metal bars, we're still not going to be able to do anything with them straight away. Because we'll need further workshops to be able to do that. So, and unfortunately, making an anvil is a little bit of a pain in this version. Or is it perhaps the tools, because they need things like ball-peen hammers, that sort of stuff. And that does require, I believe, a machine workshop. Now, what we're going to do is dig back these tiles so that I can get in and change the walls on the diagonal. The same here and here. There we go. But I'm quite impressed with how fast they've done this. Now, let's replace these walls with more marble. Okay. I'm trying to remember where the other ones I need to replace are. I think it's these three. And once this is done, I'll actually start work on the embellishment in the room. We won't be doing work on the floor just yet. Oh, damn it. I need to also work, replace these parts. Replace wall. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, we're getting there, and the value is definitely going up. It's 280 at the moment, so we should at least get a decent nomad wave this season, or rather, next season now. Though it's already late at night, and not another goblin attack, which I'm quite pleased with. I was quite worried that it was going to end up being every night, but it doesn't look like. Nevertheless, we are really falling behind with our work. Ah, I spoke too soon, apparently. When will I learn? When will I learn? What equipment have you got? You've got a worn copper sword. Well, all squads are going to be piling on top of you now, and your friend doesn't have any weapons, so... Wow, he's taking a pounding. Is he down? Yes, he is. Oh, that worried me for a little bit, because it took so long to take him out. Okay, well, the provisioners are finishing off the groves, and then hopefully, there we go. Finally, they've noticed that they've got other work to do. But yes, I think it is getting to the point where I'm probably going to need to have one person who's dedicated to cooking and distilling. In Spider Slaughter, I had two jobs that basically had the same roles, but one job prioritized working on the distillery over the kitchen, or at least I think I did. Or perhaps I couldn't because all workshops... Ah, that's right, yes. All workshops are considered the same priority, so I did actually have to have a brewer and a cook, unfortunately. So that is a little bit of a shame. Whereas I think I could have miners who also work the mason workshop, and then masons who would sometimes mine, depending on how much work there was to be done. And that actually worked out quite well, I found. Now, I'm going to let all of these corner bits be replaced before I actually replace these edge pieces. Now, how's the rest of this going? You're still making blocks. We've still got plenty of bandages being made, which is fantastic. Though, what about the bags? Ah, I see what's happening there. Okay, I'm going to cancel that just for a moment. The problem there is that because he was always ready to make a bandage, and a bandage only takes one bolt of cloth. The moment a bolt of cloth was made, a bandage was made. That is fine, but I did have a very large production order for bandages, so it would have taken a while to get those other bags made. And these are going to help quite a lot, so I'll just let them be prioritized now. We'll place 2 down there. And as soon as he's finished with that, we'll get the production order back for cotton bandages. So we'll get this crafted back up to 128. And that should be fine. Now, as soon as these are planted, we should see a lot of these seeds disappearing. I hope, anyway. Or the cotton. One or the other. Doesn't really matter which. Now, drink is starting to creep up, but it's a very slow climb, unfortunately. What about the yak pasture? Have we still got quite a lot of food? Yeah. I imagine the next harvest of wheat should be fine for us, but for the time being, I think we're going to be waiting on them making things. Though, that said, we can do a little bit more work up here, I think. And I think we shall. So, since we're going to be making this an actual workshop, I would rather build this the way I intend it to be made in the end. So, we're going to be replacing these walls. So, we're going to want replace wall, and first we're going to have, let's see, let's have an engraved, no, decorative perhaps? Yeah, decorative basalt blocks. I'd like the edges to be, oh no, that isn't good. Damn it, I missed my art room. In fact, let's actually make the art room, because that's going to get on my nerves otherwise. We'll have the art room coming off here. Yay for art. Now, we're going to need this to be a fairly big room, so we'll make it a 10 by 5. Actually, just so I've got keep my options open, I'll have that branch off into a 10 by 5. So that'll be a potential corridor in the future, and then this will be the actual room. There we are. Right, miners get to work because I need this done quickly so I can actually do some planning. Now you've almost finished in there, which I'm quite pleased with. But it's... I won't check the value until we've actually finished the walls, otherwise I'll just be hopping back and forth constantly. Now then, an art room. Those who watch Spider Slaughter know what I'm about to do. Those who haven't, well, just watch on. Now, first, we want to build terrain. So I'm going to be doing a lot of this, so we'll go into the build terrain menu down here. Right, first and foremost, we'll do a wall. I'm going to do this in basalt because we've got a lot of that. So we'll have just a regular block wall. I know I obviously already know what that looks like, but for the sake of this, for completeness. Then decorative stone. Next. Then after that, we want chiseled stone. Well, that looks interesting. Graved wall. That's the one I think I want. Then the star, spiral, moon, and water just have different symbols on them. But again, for completeness sake, we will actually put them all down. Now, in Spider Slaughter, I actually went to the effort of doing one for each different type of colour of wood that I had, because we had a couple of different colours. We had birch, applewood, and pine. But I never really had that many different colours of stone, so I didn't really do it with that. But I might do that for this as well, but I won't do that on camera. Now, also in Spider Slaughter, I actually made the floors as well to check what was on top, but as it happens, as long as you press F, you can see what it would look like as a floor anyway. So there's no need to do that. Now, the detailed, I think, decorative stone has a lovely kind of marbly sort of tile effect that I will be using a lot in the Great Hall, I imagine. But of these, and I really actually need a torch, so let's get a torch up here so I can actually see what's going on. Well, actually try out the wall torches as well. Can I not? No? Wonder why I can't place that. I can place it over here, but but not over on here for some reason. That's very peculiar. It seems to be very finicky with where... Oh, I see. I need to rotate it. Oh, that is honestly quite finicky, but we'll see how it works. Little torches in sconces by the looks of it. That is actually a very welcome change, I've got to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we can see what it's going to look like. And for marble, it's just going to be a little bit brighter. So I think we're going to go with this one. No, actually, we'll go with the one that looks like it's got writing on it. So let's get a couple of these made. I think that was engraved wall. Yeah. Oh, no. It was waves. I've built the art room and I'm still not paying attention to it. Water engraved. There we go. Now we'll get some water engravings there and there. And I'm not going to do that on these sides, but I may do it on this one. So we want to build terrain for that one. We want walls, so regular blocks. And it looks like I may actually need to go and get more marble, unfortunately. Because I'm fairly sure we may have run out of marble blocks. I'll put the water engraves there. And let's just get... we'll just take the regular engravings for these corner sections. Like so. There we go. Get to work. Well, they should be able to get that quite quickly. Now, I don't think this actually adds any value to the room specifically, other than just it having a warp, though, holy crap, that's actually gone up really fast. I am impressed with this. And with designs being laid for a workshop area with a balcony view over the courtyard and work on the Great Hall already underway, I'll be wrapping the episode up here. Not only have we been able to improve the aesthetic qualities of the fort, we've also improved some of its practical qualities, including the strip mine, which is now a lot closer than up on the top of the mountain over there, which is just as well given how frequently our gnomes who work outdoors are coming under attack. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join us for the next. Until then, take care.